This is a vibrational universe, and there is a signal that is being transmitted on your behalf to you and about you that you've got to get in the vibrational vicinity, just like the transmitter and the tuner that you know as your radio signal. That tower is beaming a signal, but if you don't dial into it, you don't receive. You're not receptive. You don't hear what's being broadcast unless you tune in. And this is the same way. So you were source energy. You came into this body, a part of you into this body, just like you knew you wanted to. It's the perfect process. And you sift through the variety in this new leading edge environment, and you, importantly, come to your own conclusions about what you, importantly, prefer. So when you carve something out that you desire, sometimes, especially in the early stages of it, you're not really even so aware that you're asking for it. Sometimes it's just, you know what you don't want, which is an automatic knowing at vibrational levels of what you do want. So you're launching these rockets of desires and preferences as you are evolving and becoming as this life form here in this physical body. And that emanation of those preferences is all marked by you. It has your vibrational DNA, so to speak, on it. You are launching these rockets, and you and everything that you have been before you were you in this physical body expands because of your exposure to life, because of your sifting and sorting and knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want. So you're becoming and becoming, but we want to say to you, you've got to know who we mean by you when we say you or your. You, the larger part of you, is becoming because of what you, the physical part of you, is exploring. Your inner being is becoming more and more and more knowing, more desiring of more things, more vibrationally attractive. And what we mean by that is, with everything you ask for, your inner being becomes the vibrational equivalent of it. If you don't have enough money, and you're asking, whether you're using words or not, you are, for more, your inner being, that source part of you that was before you were you and is even while you are you, becomes more prosperous as a result of your asking. Because when you ask, it is given. And there is a part of you that receives what you're asking for and what is given instantaneously. You haven't learned to do that. You've got too many beliefs in the way. You don't let yourself ask and receive. You ask, and source gives to that larger part of you, but you say, oh, I don't know. I don't really feel worthy. Or I'm mad about everything that hasn't come to me. Or I'm upset about those who are getting more than it looks to me like is their fair share. Or. In other words, so often you are so busy facing the reality of what is that you don't let the new becoming become. So even though so much happened that caused this desire to happen within you, for just a moment, for a split second often, you receive that desire and you feel the elation of it. You can feel your evolution in that moment, and then we love you so much, you get practical. You face reality. You weigh the pros and the cons. You check out the odds. You don't believe in your desire that is just born. And the only reason that you don't right away believe in a new desire that is born is because you've practiced the opposition of it for so long. As you've been using as your criteria people who are not in the receptive mode, who are banging it out through hard work and action, who are not using the leverage that creates worlds. Some are, and you call them masters. And some are, and you're amazed at what they accomplish. Some are, and they just knock you over with their clarity and their power and their attractive power, their ability to accomplish and to draw to them. They amaze you and so often confound you, because it feels to you like you mean well. It feels to you like you too are good. It feels to you that you are deserving, or you want to be deserving. But instead of being a vibrational match to what you're asking for, so often you are a vibrational match to what you've got. And things can't change if you are a vibrational match to what you've got. Things are always changing, but they keep changing to whatever it is you are giving your attention to. So it's different faces, different places, but more of the same essence. In other words, it's sort of the same struggle for most people because they are so enamored with what is. People say, I believe I should face reality. And we say, we get that. But you did not come to face reality, to regurgitate reality, to document reality, to hold yourself in sync with reality. You came to create reality. You came to create new reality. You came to let this magnificent time-space reality inspire you to improvement, to new preferences, because you understood that if this time-space reality can cause you to desire something, to launch that rocket, you knew before you came into this body that once that rocket was launched, once that vibrational becoming had happened, that your inner being, that which you want to call God, that source that we want to call the resource of that which is everything, will join that thought, and law of attraction will respond to it, and your idea, your vision, your desire, your wanting will become a reality, and you get to be the witness of it. We want you to be the witness of your desire turning to the manifestations that you have asked for. We want you to understand that if you could just understand that that is your work, to witness it, not to make it happen. You don't get into your automobile and ever have the urge to get under the hood and be part of the engine and make it go. I'll just tug along on these pulleys for a little while today. That never occurs to you. You understand that there is another engine, another force, another mechanism, and you do what you are meant to do. You decide where you want to go, and you point in the right direction, and you make the correcting changes all along the way. You guide yourself to where you want to be, and that's what you are wanting to do here. You are the chooser of where you want to be. Law of attraction is the engine that will bring it about. But your mechanism, your function, your success, your happiness, which is the success that we're really talking about, is all about your finding vibrational alignment with what you are asking for. In the beginning of Esther allowing us to flow through her, while she found, because she was in the receiving mode, perfect words to match the vibration that we were presenting, her words said, if you desire something and believe it, then it is. Because when desire and belief are in the same place, there is no resistance, and resistance is the only thing that prevents anything from happening, and happening right away. So you were born with this emotional guidance system that lets you know what you're doing vibrationally. It lets you know how in the receiving mode for the desires that your life has caused you to launch, you are or are not in any point in time. The better you feel, the more in alignment you are. The worse you feel, the more out of alignment you are. And there is a momentum about every thought that you think. Your thoughts matter a lot. What you think matters so much. Because what you think is always having a relational experience with what the source within you thinks about exactly the same thing. So when you think, I'm not a good person, you feel strong negative emotion because your inner being will never agree with that. If you think this is going to be very difficult, you'll feel concern, maybe even depression, certainly discouragement, because your thought that this is going to be difficult does not jive at all with your inner being's knowledge of the power of the universe and the ease and flow of you directing your thoughts simply. But you've forgotten how to offer pure thoughts. You've been trained into such objectiveness. You weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses. Let me stack this all up in order to make a decision. And we say, you kill every desire with your thoughts that make you feel doubt. I want this, but, oh, it'd be really nice to have that, but I wasn't born to the right people, or I wasn't born at the right time, or I wasn't born, it is not going to happen to me. And so you offer contradictory thoughts, and because you think they're reasonable, you don't even know that you're doing it. But when you start living life vibrationally, when you start living life emotionally, when you accept the emotions that you feel as your guidance system, then you come to understand that everything that you are thinking has a vibrational offering, and every vibrational offering has a relationship with what source within you knows about the same thing. So the better you feel, the less gap you have, which means the less resistance you have, which means the more power you are allowing to flow, which means the more attraction power that you have, which means the more cooperative components are coming to you, which means you are not in that moment of joy or clarity or fun or laughter or eagerness or passion. You are not offering a resistant vibration. And you don't have to keep that up very long in terms of your time before those thoughts have turned to things. And that's the part that we want to remind you. That's the part that so often you've forgotten. When you are thinking thoughts from the receptive mode, those thoughts are turning not only quickly, but to wonderful things. When you're thinking thoughts from your not receptive mode, from your guarded mode, from your protective mode, from your defensive mode, those thoughts also, because law of attraction responds to everything, are turning to things. But the things that they turn to, you don't like so much. And then if you're like most humans, you spend all your time arguing about those things that you and others have created, not from your receptive mode. Politics is based on that. Almost all religion is based upon that. All of your debates and arguments and negotiations, almost all of that is you all, oh, we love you so much, squabbling like children because you've forgotten what the receptive mode feels like, and we love you so much you're not disciplined enough to stay there long enough to experience the movement and the witnessing of the universal forces responding on your behalf. Your sense of worthiness will come on full force once you discover how good it feels to feel good, and once you are willing to make some attention or focus toward feeling good, just reaching for the best feeling thought you can find now and now and now. We've been saying for a while that there are two ways for you to know what you're doing vibrationally. One is by the way you feel while you're offering it, and the other is by noticing how it turns out. Both are fine. It's just one is pre-manifestation, the other is post-manifestation. And so we think it is such a wonderful thing when you're in some mood and you're there for a while, maybe a really good, receptive, happy mood, or maybe depressed or defensive, and then you've been there long enough that a manifestation occurs. And it is so lovely. We're moving toward wanted. As soon as you decide, first, this is a vibrational universe. Next, you are a vibrational being within it. Next, there's way more momentum for well-being for you than you could ever add to while you're here in this physical body. You are blessed beyond our ability to even explain it to you. Next, you can tell by the way you feel what stream of consciousness you are expanding on. And finally, once you decide that nothing matters more to you than that you feel good, and you are willing to find the best feeling thoughts, not the most realistic thought in the moment. Esther said to us many times in the early days, Abraham, but it's true. And we said, what's that got to do with anything? The things that are true are only things that people have created. And the things that are true, that are crummy and that you don't want, are only things that are created from a place of not really being in that powerful receptive mode. You can practice yourself there. You can be the deliberate creator of your own experience. You can come to value every experience, no matter how good or not good it feels in the moment. You can discover the passion that Source feels about you. You can begin to feel the importance that is you. And once you think deliberately for a while, or better said, once you feel deliberately for a while, and once you become consciously aware and you are deliberately witnessing the manifestations that are unfolding as a result of the mood that you are deliberately accomplishing and encouraging, your sense of worthiness will skyrocket as you realize that there is nothing that you cannot be or do or have, that you are the creator of your own reality. And then, and only then, you'll get on with the reason you came. Didn't come to fix a broken world. It's not broken. And you didn't come to fix it anyway. You came to create your reality. And you knew that there were enough others enough other cooperative components to inspire your desire and to encourage your desire and to harmonize with your desire, you knew that there was enough resource from all that had come before and from all that is present in this leading edge time-space reality for everyone to live happily, everyone to be the creator of their own experience.